Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Before we begin our session, let us take a moment to center ourselves and seek guidance as we start this meeting. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together in this Toastmasters meeting. We are grateful for this opportunity that we can develop our confidence, refine our communication skills, and uplift one another in leadership. As we engage tonight, guide us to speak with purpose, listen with intent, and learn with open heart. We ask this through your gaze and wisdom as we begin this session. Amen.
Amen.
Now let me recite our Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to our club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmaster membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. All right, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my friends, esteemed guests. By the trust vested in me by Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now call this meeting to order. So tonight, join me on the journey of exploration that will blend science and emotion. The theme of our meeting is falling in love using Newton's law of universal gravitation. Do you know why? Because this coming Friday will be the day of the heart. It will be Valentine's Day. So this will remind us that just as gravity pulls objects together, there are unseen forces. These are connection, emotion, and shared moments that draw us closer in life. So Newton's law states that every object in the universe attracts every other object. But tonight, we will explore not only the physics of attraction, but also the gravity of human emotion, relationships, and the power of connection. Now, without further ado, the focal person or point person for tonight's meeting is the singer of our club, her parents, and I can say she's a bubbly person. Let's all welcome Chris Sabel Yeho. Let's give her a round of applause. Sam, Chris, the
Thank you.
stage is yours.
Thank you, President Jeff. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and welcome to our Toastmasters meeting for tonight. My name, once again, is Mary Chris Vallejo, or you can call me Chris, and I'm honored to be your Toastmasters of the evening. It is my pleasure to guide you through this evening's program. For those of our guests who are wondering what Toastmaster is, Toastmasters is a unique platform that helps us enhance our communication and leadership skills in a supportive and positive environment. We hope that you will stay until the end of the program, where you'll experience firsthand how this environment fosters growth, learning, and connection. As what President Jeff mentioned earlier, our theme for tonight is falling in love using Newton's law of universal gravitation. Throughout the evening's program, I'll take you on a journey that blends science with romance, exploring one of the most famous laws in physics, even though I'm not really familiar with physics at all. I already forgot about it. So while you might not usually associate this law with love, I'll show you how its principles of attraction can serve as a fun metaphor for the connections we feel with others. Speaking of connections, every Toastmasters sessions is a collaborative effort. Let me introduce to you the team making tonight's meeting possible. For our timer for this evening, we have TM Nikki Crisostomo.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Nikki and I will be your timer for tonight's meeting. My role as a timer is to alert each speaker about the time they have left. So throughout the meeting, I'll be messaging or showing the color-coded light signals to help our speakers and to stay in their proper time zone. And I just spoke to Isaac Newton a while ago, and he just gave me specific laws about the color-coded signals. So he said that green means that you're in the sweet spot. Yellow is a warning that you're nearing the end of your orbit. And red is a signal that you need to fall in love with wrapping your speech. So that's all. See you later. And may the force of time keep us in our perfect alignment. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikki. I like how you connected Isaac Newton's law in terms of our timer rule. Anyway, let's move on to our counter and motion evaluator, which is TM Betchay Narciso.
Gravity holds us down, love lifts us up, and words can connect us all. But too many filled words can pull our speeches in the wrong direction. Tonight, I'll track those small distractions so we can all aim for a smooth landing.
Wow. I'm sorry, go ahead, TM Bet.
Back to you, Toastmasters.
Sorry, I interrupted you, TM, but I'd like how our role takers are prepared for tonight, relating to our theme for tonight. And of course, we are blessed to be joined by our general evaluator for tonight, which is TM Way Manansala. He will be evaluating the overall conduct of the meeting and provide feedback at the end. TM Way, any short words of wisdom?
Well, I'm impressed so far. I know that the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club is one of the more seasoned clubs around, and I'm already in awe with what I'm seeing. I'm also equally excited to hear the speakers for today because your topic set for today's session is quite interesting. So really looking forward to a very fruitful learning experience today.
Thank you, TM Way. And of course, last but not the least, our grammarian for tonight is TM Liz Bautista, who will provide feedback on our language usage and introduce the word of the day. Over to you, TM Liz.
Good evening, everyone. I will be your word master for and language evaluator for the day. Sorry for my voice. I had a fever and flu right now. I'm not feeling well, but I already committed, so I'm here. So as a word master, I'm going to define the word of the night and encourage everyone to use the word of the night all throughout our meetings. And also as the language evaluator, I'm going to identify the gems and the germs of of uh, our quotable quotes for the night. So I'm encouraging everyone to I hope tonight we will all fall in love. You know, we will fall in love with and use the word of tonight. I'm sorry, back to you, TM Chris.
No worries, TM Liz. I hope you get well. Maybe we can go back with the word of the night. TM Mark, I believe you're flashing the screen earlier. Just to
Yeah.
quickly share our word of the night.
Yeah, our word of the night is bourgeon. means it's a verb, means to develop or grow quickly. So one example of a sentence is love bourgeoned between them. It is the reference is from Cambridge Dictionary. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Liz. Anyone would like to use our word of the night to start? TM Oscar, I'm hearing you in the background. Maybe you can give us some quick sample of our word of the night.
Well, just like everyone else said, it's a burgeoning meeting, and I'm like what I'm seeing
That's lovely.
and
Thank
hearing.
you. Thank you, TM Oscar. All right. Thank you, TM Liz, and hope you don't pressure yourself too much and you'll enjoy the rest of the program. Don't pressure yourself, and we hope you get well soon. Anyway, speaking of Newton's law of universal gravitation, in Newton's law of universal gravitation, it states that objects attract each other with a force proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Simply put, the greater the mass and the closer the objects, the stronger the pull. Isn't that like falling in love? The more energy, personality, and presence someone has, the stronger the attraction. Am I right? The closer you get, the stronger the connection becomes, just like gravity. It's an active pull. Now, let's explore how this invisible yet powerful force of attraction influences everyone to volunteer and take part in one of the most exciting parts of our session, where we get to practice impromptu speaking. This segment will allow us to embrace the pull of spontaneity and quick thinking. Handing over the floor now to our table topics master, TM Elise Delatas. Over to you, TM Elise.
Thank you, Toastmasters Chris. Good evening, everyone. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to see everyone. Like we are around 13 participants. 13 are here, right? Am I correct?
We're 17
Okay.
right now.
Thank you so much
Oh,
for
18.
the opportunity.
18.
Yeah.
Wow, 18. Okay. I'm sorry, but I just because we are having 4 speakers for tonight, and so I just prepared like 5 quotations here. Is it okay, Mr. President? So we can have ample time for our speakers and of course evaluations. Fellow Toastmasters,
Yes.
our theme for tonight entails to explore into connections such as falling in love, romantic parody, the so-called gravitational force or attraction. Thus, universal gravitation definitely plays a role in asserting attachments. For our speech patterns, fellow Toastmasters, and for our newcomers, I would like to remind everyone to make use of our patterns and even for our prepared speeches sections. AIDA is attention, interest, desire, action to sell a product or service an idea. Use. We may also use position, reason, example, and position to express your point of view. To propose a solution, you may use PCS, a problem cost solution, or your SMG, a story, message, and game. To tell a story, explain why you are telling it, and share the lessons you have learned from it. I will be needing Mr. President for technical purpose for sharing my PowerPoint. You know, I have Berjan. What is that? Berjan. I have grown quickly, so fond of you, Berjan. Okay. Can I have the PowerPoint, please, Mr. President? And so I had the first quotation. Once again, fellow Toastmasters, I am here with you, presenting to you Falling in Love, Newton's Law of Universal Gravitation. And so my first quotation, my first word was, next plate, please. Love lasts are primarily associated with the body's natural process of chemical reaction by Gomez. And I was calling on Liz. Fidelis, are you still here with us? So ayan na. I have the PowerPoint just for you. Hello, Liz.
Good evening. Good evening, TM Elise. So falling in love.
Okay,
Love,
yeah. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for taking the challenge.
yes.
Okay.
I don't have any choice. This is my first time to do this, and to be honest, I'm not good on the spot. Um, I can't get the right words, but I'm going to try. So love lasts primarily associated with the body's process of chemical reaction. Since we are all talking about falling in love, about love, about emotions, about feelings, because Valentine's Day are coming and everyone is busy preparing for dates, what to give, especially men, what to give for their husbands or partners or boyfriends, and for the wives, what are they going to prepare, physically, emotionally, mentally for their husbands to please them, to make them happy. So most of the foundations, not really foundations, but factors of falling in love is love together with lust, especially with husbands and wife. Sexual intimacy is part of the relationship. But all this, love and lust, which is true, primarily associated with the body's process of chemical reactions. Love is all chemical reactions in our brain. It is only emotions. But there are people who drone much of themselves when they fall in love. They forget about the important matters or important things associated with being in a relationship, like forgetting themselves. And there are women or men chasing, for the one that they love, forgetting about themselves. They were just focusing on how to love, how or giving all they can to the other person, and ending up losing their sanity, ending up losing their self-esteem, ending up losing themselves, losing their future, because all they were focusing about is love. And most nowadays, it's especially the youth nowadays, they become normalizing lust, incorporating lust on love, meaning giving themselves, opening their legs, or doing premarital sex. And then later on, once they get pregnant, they will regret, ending up not not all of those young ones, but most of them ending up regretting their decisions. So I agree that love and lust are all chemicals. If only the people, especially the young ones, will remember that feelings and emotions are only chemical reactions in our brain, that it's a matter of mind over body, matter of mind over things, then I believe they will not get astray, or they will not put themselves in a wrong or bad situation. So falling in love is a normal thing. Falling in love is so wonderful, but we need to put boundaries and limitations whenever we fall in love. That's it. Thank you.
Wow. It's getting hot in here. She's talking about sexual intimacy, everything. Mr. President, can I have the second plate, please? Okay. And the second quotation is again from Gomez. Is a multifaceted phenomenon. Love and lust is a multifaceted phenomenon. I really would love to hear from our Toastmaster expert Bobby. Mr. Bobby and Somo, you still around?
Yes, I'm very much around.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very much.
Yes, very audible, sir.
Thank you so much. Actually, love comes in different forms. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever been in love?
Thank you for taking the challenge. Love, lust is a
Hello, can you hear me? Fellow Toastmasters,
yes, sir.
have you
Loud and
ever
clear.
fallen in love so deeply that you felt invisible force pulling you closer every day? Sir Isaac Newton's law, universal gravitation, states that every object attracts every other object with a force that may be directly proportional or inversely proportional, right? So that's exactly how I felt about my dear Shih Tzu Toby. From the moment he trotted into my life, tail wagging and eyes twinkling, an unseen force bound us together. His tiny paws may not have that mass like the planets, but his presence had the gravitational pull of 1,000 suns. No matter how tired or stressed I was, he was always there, drawing me with unconditional love. But just like gravity keeps us grounded, it also reminds us that everything rises must eventually fall. Last week, my heart grew heavy as Toby took his final breath. The weight of his absence is immense, yet just as the stars continue to shine along others, they burn down. The love Toby gave me still lingers, an invisible yet powerful force shaping me as I am today. My fellow Toastmasters, Newton was right. Love, like gravity, is undeniable. It pulls us in, holds us close, and even when we lose someone dear, its force never truly fades. Toby was no longer being by my side, but I know in my heart, our connection will never be broken. Love burgeons in many forms, but few are as pure and unconditional as the love of a dog. Over to you, table topic master.
Oh,
Different forms.
love makes you poetic, so romantic. I just love to hear even your voice so calm. Thank you for that, Bobby. Truly, the ambience is getting hot. I mean, the third plate, please, Mr. President. And our third plate says, gravitational force of love is being explained as when attraction increases, the distance between two bodies decreases. And when attraction decreases, the distance between two bodies increases. Okay, so I'm going to say that again so everyone can think and everyone is going to have a hot seat. Everyone is going to have a palpitation because they don't know who I'm going to call. Gravitational force of love is being explained as attraction increases as action decreases, as the distance between two bodies increases. And I would really love to hear from someone who has loved so many years, Toastmaster Mar Liberan. Hello, Toastmaster Mark.
Yes, good evening,
He is a
everybody.
pro in love. Good evening, Mark. Good
Good
evening.
evening, and good evening to everybody. Yes, that quotation, the attraction increases as the distance increases, and attraction decreases as the distance uh, increases. Well, that is a counterpoint to what we know, what we have opened here as love absence makes the heart go fonder. Actually, this quotation makes makes it like a pun, like absence makes the heart wonder. Well, it is definitely a good thing to hear that absence make the heart go fonder. But the truth is, it is again a contradiction to the fact that to the word we open here as out of out of sight, out of mind. And why not? Because as we go live through each day, we meet people, and the irony is that personally, I experienced that you keep on getting attracted every day, and there is really a truth about there's a grain of truth about the song "We All Fall in Love" sometimes. Because why is that so? Because the people we meet in our earlier years are different from people that we met later years. Because as we go on from one decade to another, from puberty to maturity, then our frame of mind also also change. And what was attractive before may no longer be attractive in the later years, because as we go on, it should be that more criteria are added before you fall in love. And love, as said, is multifaceted. Because when we first fall in love, what we are only after is the magical feeling. But as we go on from magical, we should traverse or transition to the more realistic feeling. And of course, we understand that a feeling can be fleeting. That is why love uh, attraction decreases as the distance increase, and attraction becomes more intense as the distance decrease. Thank you, and I'm turning the control back to the table topics master, Toastmaster Elise.
It's here, Jared, while waiting for the PowerPoint.
Yes,
The electromagnetic force of love. Okay. Have it? We have it now? The
yes po,
electromagnetic force of love, Jared, is explained as attraction of charges and breath. Okay. The floor is yours.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are just like me? They long to be close to you. Earlier, it was mentioned that the Newton's law is about for every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force proportional to their mass. So in simple terms, the bigger the presence, the stronger the pull, and the closer you are, for sure, the harder you will fall. about it. Ever met someone whose mere presence draws you in? They have this some sort of undeniable energy, this gravitational pull that makes you want to be around them. But sometimes that particular pull is dangerous. Black holes exist in space, and let's be real, they also exist in our relationships sometimes. Um, some people don't lift you up, they do suck the life out of you. And I think the farther, based on my experience, the farther you move away from them, the weaker their hold becomes. And that's exactly what Newton said. Attraction is a natural thing, but in but staying in someone's orbit, I think that's a choice. So if you're going to fall in love, make sure it's with someone who doesn't just pull you in, but fall in love with someone who will really lift you higher. Back to you, Toast Table Topics Master Elite.
Wow. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for our amazing impromptu speakers we have tonight. And I hope everybody has this have had a clear understanding of how true gravitational force moves and works in attraction, romantic parody, and the beginning of love. And please remember that when you love, there is some involvement and engagement of love. There is always an investment of emotional energy, and that is actually building a stronger bonds between you or among you people. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for having me as your table topic master. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the evening's program.
All right. We will now proceed on our prepared speeches. But before that, as I said, I will be sharing with you some topics about our theme for tonight. So in gravity, mass is essential. The more massive an object is, the stronger the force it exerts. In the context of love, the mass could be seen as the qualities that make someone stand out: confidence, kindness, humor, and intelligence. The more these qualities resonate with you, the stronger the emotional gravitational pull. Similarly, the mass of a well prepared speech, crafted with care, thought, and impact, can create a powerful connection with its audience. Tonight, we have four speakers lined up, each working on a specific projects from their respective facts. Our first speaker for tonight is delivering a speech from the Motivational Strategies Path Speech Project Level 1.2, Writing a Speech with a Purpose. Objective of this speech is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The title of her speech is In Dire Situation, and she will be evaluated by TM Rochelle Del Rosario with 5 to 7 minutes to deliver it. Let's give a warm welcome to TM Juliet Cabatingan for In Dire Situation. In Dire Situation, TM Juliet Cabatingan.
During my college days, I had a boyfriend whom I describe as possessive one-woman immature man. But I only realized that when he was like during the course of our relationship. He was actually, I would say, as my first official boyfriend. At first, I was truly enthralled with the way he courted me, more particularly with his poetic skills in writing love letters and sending notes, in choosing theme songs and music that he would dedicate for me. I thought he was the best. In our every mansory, he would give something like a song written beautifully in italics with dedication, expressing his affections. Chocolates, one rose in a box, things like that. If you are myself, sorry, can we turn that off? It's distracting. Okay. Thank you. So where was I? In our every mansory, expressing his affection with chocolates, one rose in a box, things like that. If you are myself, you would really fall in love. Virgin. Unexpectedly, in the early period of our relationship, he confessed his intention that he wanted me to be his forever. But then, after a few months, differences and unlikely behavior became apparent, causing fights and awkward moments. Jealousy, immaturity, attention, and time were the most prevalent of those from his side. We were on and off most of the time, but somehow I didn't think that it will work. And for these reasons, I ended up the relationship after a little more than a year. Now, this is the problem. He didn't want to accept the decision. He was stubborn, hard stance, and didn't want to let go, to the point that he did something which I did not think that he would be capable of. One morning after the breakup, he came to the jeep terminal. I was studying at UE before, University of the East, while working, where I usually take my riding going to work. And he greeted me calmly, requested if he can go with me in the jeep because he wanted to talk objectively. So I agreed. But to my surprise, when we rode the jeep, one of his mates came and seated right beside me, and my ex seated in my left side. So I was sandwiched in between the two of them. I cordially greeted his friend and asked my ex, why was he here? Why was he there? And he said, oh, don't mind him. He's going somewhere. Upon reaching Kamachile in Balintawak, he prompted the driver to stop, urged me while holding my elbow and signaling his friend that we will go down to that station. His friend was near the door, so he stepped down reluctantly, but I instinctively refused. No, this is not my stop. What are you doing? I'm not going down. And because of my actions, it made a little bit of a scene. My ex took his seat back, and the two of us were left riding the jeep. Out of embarrassment, we were both silent, and then we reached my stop. We both went down. The drama didn't stop there. When I asked him, what the hell are you thinking? What do you want to do? And he confessed that he planned to bring me to Manila City Hall to secretly get married with him, and his friend would be the witness. The innate temerity in me blurted out, "That? Are you out of your mind? Do you think you could force me to do that? What were you thinking?" So the heated arguments went on again, and we were standing by the side of the street with different crowd passing by. He was trying to reason and persuade me while holding my left arm tightly, and said he will not let me go unless we go to the city hall. I was feeling already too embarrassed and a bit scared and didn't know how to react anymore. If you were in that situation, how would you react? I said to myself, I needed to be wise. If I scream or create more scene, there's a big possibility that he might get mugged, or we will end up in hospital, or worse, the police station. So I thought of three things. First, pacify him. Second, come up with a win-win solution. And then the third, get out of that situation. So how did I pacify him? I told him, okay, let's calm down and talk things out. Since it's early in the morning, no restaurant was open yet, I asked that we take a bus and we will discuss the situation. At that time, I didn't want to take the taxi because I'm fearing that he might think of taking me somewhere not nice. So just as I thought, he didn't want to take the bus. He wanted to take the taxi. I refused placidly and suggested that we take the regional bus going to Laguna so it would be a long travel and there's time. And by doing that, we will get to talk a lot of things. So his eyes sparked. I wasn't sure if it was because of my idea or because he thought of another opportunity out of that. So in short, he agreed. So what's the win-win solution? On the way riding bus to Laguna, we talk about a lot of things, but my only objective at that time was to dissuade him out of his plans and all of his thoughts that very moment. Upon reaching the bus station in Laguna, I came up with a solution, and on our way going back, I told him, okay, you have valid points about this relationship, but how about we come up with an agreement? We are both tired now, and it's not wise to make decisions. Let's have a cool-off period for 2 months. So at that time, we call it cool-off. I don't know if you can relate. Yeah, the old ones maybe. We have a cool-off period for 2 months from today so we could think more objectively. Do not contact me unless the 2 months is done. Come to my house after 2 months and we will talk. Because it was pretty tiring for both of us, the whole day started with a drama, then riding the bus and talking for more than 7 hours back and forth. He reluctantly agreed. From that time up to when I got home, all I was feeling was sigh of relief, but there was still this anxiousness on how will I get rid of him totally. So how did I get out of the situation? On the second month of the agreement, as expected, he came. Being at my house, my territory, I felt confident and no fear. I told him straight to the point that I am sorry, it's really not going to work between us and we need to finish this right now. I don't have any feelings for you and you deserve someone better than me. I know you will understand and for sure there's someone out there for you. My father and my 3 brothers were outside the house during at that time. And also my other uncles are there and I really planned it that way. And after I said that, I also threatened him a bit. Also, please do not ever pull that same trick to me because my father and my entire Castro family will not like that. And you know what's going to happen to you. That's the end of it. So what's the moral of the story? In times of infuriating, dire situation, more often than not, we tend to get our emotions on the way, which lead us to wrongful decision and worse, regrets. So what do? Try to be calm and think of ways to pacify everyone, both parties. We can stay quiet for a while, as sometimes it's in the quiet that we hear the loudest things. Another one, think of a win-win solution for that situation. Try to come up with anything that the other party will think will benefit him. And the last one, plan on the long-term solution that the same will not happen. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Juliet, for your thrilling speech. I felt like I was watching or hearing an episode from MMK. I was reminded of that when I was hearing your speech. It was very engaging and I wanted to hear how did it end. So thank you so much for that. All right, on to our next speaker. Our second speaker is delivering a speech from the Effective Coaching Path, Speech Project Level 1.3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The objective of this speech is to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. The title of his speech is Love Math, Love Math. Exciting. And he will be evaluated by TM Sedi Cortez with 5 to 7 minutes to deliver it. TM Oscar will be delivering his speech via a video, so let us all hear for TM Oscar.
1 plus 1 equals 2. That's a very simple equation. Even if you ask a 2-year-old kid, his naive, innocent, cute answer would still be a 2. Of course, that's an absolute, infallible, unquestionable fact and truth. But if we're dealing with larger spectrums in life, such as love, relationships, and even romance, there's probably more to that equation than meets the eye. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Finding someone to love is hard. Probably needs some more expensive, extensive equation than just that. Of course, they always tell us, true, it only takes 2 to tango. But in serious relationships, it's not just the you and I, or the two of us together. There's a lot more involved. A mixed bag of complex human emotions that cannot be quantified. Maybe some of you are still finding the right person. Probably some have fallen in or out of love or still on it. Be with me. These are love equations that relate to you and are true. First in the list is attraction. Of course, you need to be attracted to the other person. Remember that time when you saw that person for the very first time at the mall, at the LRT, at Starbucks, or even while waiting for your Grab ride? You know that feeling, oh my God, this is the right person for me. And you pursue it, and you dream about it. It's all about the physical, biological, and sometimes added spice of desire. That's the attraction that we need. 2, affirmation. You ask me from whom? Well, parents and friends always have a say in whatever we do in life, including love. When we were younger, they tell us, oh no, don't fall in love. You're too young to do that. Focus on your studies. But when you're older, they say, oh, why are you still single? When are you getting married? When am I getting my grandkids? And we get confused. Either we resist or we persist. And it could spin in a lot different ways. Remember, their affirmation is important in us making our decisions in life. That's inevitable. Then foundation. A good relationship should always have a strong foundation, deeply rooted in love, honesty, truth, and some financial stability. Of course, not all of these things will come in just one bundle, all at the same time. Comes like in graded and stages. But the most important thing is that it is deeply rooted, and that deeply rooted plant, nourished, nurtured, will grow, bloom, and bear wonderful fruits. Communication. It's very important for couples to communicate. No matter how much we love each other, we cannot always read their minds, always continue to communicate to avoid some feelings of anger or resentment or confusion. Express yourself in nonverbal ways. If you find saying I love you verbally corny or just plain simple, express it in some nonverbal expressions like a tickle or a wiggle or a wink. Positive expressions break the monotony of a relationship. Always keep that in mind. Then the last but not the least is equality. They always tell us man and woman equals love. I agree. That's the traditional way of giving us an equation. There's nothing wrong with that. It's valid and it's correct and it precludes procreation. But if you take away the label, the gender, and include it and express and embrace diversity, then it becomes a meaningful way to express love. And it goes a long way because love will always remain with us forever if we embrace diversity, truth, and respect and acceptance. Fellow Toastmasters, come back 20 years later and ask the same 2-year-old kid the same question, 1 plus 1 equals 2. He will still answer you in the affirmative. It's still a kid 2, but the kid is much older. But with the wisdom that you have imparted to him as he transitioned to adulthood, his values may be further away from the absolute, infallible, and unquestionable truth. His horizon is wider. The sense of life and its imperfections are truer, more amplified, and founded on one essential element in any life situations or equations, love. And life goes on, and love passes on from one generation to the other. Toastmaster?
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Toastmaster Oscar. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Together tomorrow forever. I think I think that was a trend this week. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with it, but it's been a trend on Facebook recently. But anyway, let's just say 14344. I love you very much.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Attraction, affirmation, foundation, communication, and equality. That's a really good reminder, TM Oscar. Thank you so much. All right, on to our third speaker of the night, who is delivering a speech from the Persuasive Path Speech Project Level 3.2, Project 1, Understanding Conflict Resolution. The objective of this speech is to develop or enhance understanding of the steps and strategies to address conflict. The title of her speech is Blame It on the Rain. I want to know why she's blaming it on the rain. And she will be evaluated by TM Rai de Jesus with 5 to 7 minutes to deliver it. Let's hear from TM Armel Gutierrez. Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain, TM Armel Gutierrez.
Many years back, when I asked my mother what happened to me in 1988, she would answer, forget about it. It was just a bad dream. In recourse, I would ask her again, Mother, what actually happened to me in 1988? Same answer. Armel, forget about it. It was just a bad dream. Fellow Toastmasters, good evening. That was 37 years ago when most of you millennial and Gen Zs are not yet born. It was an exciting day of school in college. I am with my dad on the first day, with my mom on the second day, and both of them on the third day. The same routine, the same situation of alternately accompanying me at school. It lasted for about 2 weeks before it stopped. Then one day, I eventually stopped going to school because I didn't feel ready to do it on my own yet. The exciting moment of a college student has turned into an appointment with my doctor for consultation where we had various forms of tests, medications, talk therapy. It took me several sessions for the doctor's appointment, a typical evaluation, or shall I say, a typical psychiatric evaluation. It may last to 45 to 90 minutes depending on the situation. Yes, my doctor is a psychiatrist who specializes in the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of mental health and emotional disorders. You may ask, why did it happen? And I also ask myself, why did it happen? I don't exactly remember what happened, but what I do recall is that after graduating from high school, my friends and I were on the hunt for a good college where we could pursue our dreams. Was it going to be at the University of the Philippines? Was it at the University of Santo Tomas? Pamantasan na lungsod ng Pilipinas? Wow, exciting. And it was fast approaching June, and I still hadn't found a school because I had failed to pass the entrance exams for those universities. While my friends were already set on their college choices. Mind you, guys, I was agitated, I was anxious, nervous, and unsure of where I should go or where should I study. Then it suddenly dawned on me. Did I really fail the exams at those schools? Was I weak? Was I dull? Why are things going that way? That wasn't my plan. Why can't I enroll in my dream school, UST, where my close friends are already enrolled at our dream university, while me, I am stuck? What was wrong with me? Those cruel words in my head was inside me, day in and day out. I kept them to myself, locking them inside of me. And I blame myself for not being good enough, for feeling like no, I am just a nobody, for thinking I was really doomed. I blamed my parents too, thinking they were just ignoring me. I blamed everyone else because they were all doing well, they were all doing good, and I felt like nobody. Well, I even blamed the rain because nothing good seemed happening to me. I felt the changes in my sleeping patterns. I think I'm always awake 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days. Well, I don't know. It felt like there is an air or a soft wind above my head. My emotions were dragging, and sometimes I cannot easily control it. And it was a good decision when my parents sought medical help. The medication helped me sleep better. I relaxed my mind and allowed me to regain my focus too. And I was thankful to my doctor for taking good care of me. I stopped schooling for 6 months, and what I did instead was an ongoing treatment for follow-up appointments. It is to monitor my progress, ongoing monitoring and adjustment of medications as needed, regular talk therapy sessions to work through challenges and develop coping strategies. 37 years have passed, and to this day, what happened never occurred again. Thank God. Just like what my mother said, it was only a bad dream. I finished school in 1993, where I took the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in accounting. Did I pass the accountancy board exam? Of course not. But this time, I did not blame the rain for what had happened, or I did not even blame myself, or I did not blame anyone else. Well, it is all right for not passing the board exam. Maybe the profession of certified public accountant is not for me. But did it stop me for taking the board exam again? No, of course not. But this time, I took the professional teacher's board exam. Did I pass the exam? Of course, it is a resounding yes. Passing the board exam was not the only thing that validates me. It is just a part of me. And today, whenever I ask my mother what happened to me in 1998, she will just smile and hug me. And it made me smile and hug her too. This time, my life is full of gratitude, happiness, and I'm always thankful for everything that had happened. Maybe what happened to me 37 years ago was just a part of my life. It is a lesson learned to me, and now I am imparting it to you too. Did it also occur to you that even the smallest things were blamed on the rain? Well, then maybe yes. But the most important thing is we have to accept our situation, may it be good or bad. What is the most important thing is we are always ready to stand up again and face everything that is going to happen to all of us. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, TM Armel, for that inspiring speech. I think after blaming the rain, you can now sing I Can Make It Through the Rain by Mariah Carey because you've overcome it already and mended all the mess, and you've overcome all of the things that you've experienced before. So congratulations to that. All right. And moving on to our last but not the least speaker of the night, who is delivering a speech from Persuasive Influence Path Speech Project Level 5.2. Prepare to speak professionally. The objective of this speech is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. The title of her speech is Forward March. I wonder why. And she will be evaluated by TM Mark Edrada with 18 minutes to deliver it. Let's hear from TM Lead Mabayad. Forward March. Forward March, TM Lead Mabayad.
Forward march. Come on. Shoulders back. Chest out. Chin up. Left, 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 right, left. Double the energy. In life, what begins like a child play ends up being a very serious walk. Sometimes we're down, sometimes we're up, but we need to keep marching on. No matter what life throws at you, keep marching on. Fellow Toastmasters, friends, ladies and gentlemen, as members of this club, we gotta be dedicated, heartfully dedicated, charged to victory we should be. Let me share with you a story, a love story. During my past years, I was very much in love with teaching. I was a preschool teacher. And when it's Friday, it's physical education day. It's PE day. And part of the act in this marching game is this. I will make my pupils line up and I will give them the marching order. Forward, march, left, 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 right, left. Oh, how they enjoy this. And it's really very funny just seeing them not in unison. And some don't even know which is their left foot and which is their right. And every now and then I get to shout, not hysterically because they are preschoolers, but I will shout, keep your head held high. Don't look down. Keep marching on. I was actually giving them a life lesson. Hope they remember. It gives me a good feeling of accomplishment seeing them standing tall. Yes, marching crazy, but standing tall with their shoulders back. Good posture. That matters, right? We should really train our children, our grandchildren in their young age to have what it takes to be ready for life. Tonight, let me share with you the 4 very important ingredients in order to be ready with life. Number 1 is energy. Number 1 is energy. Take note of that. And how do you get energized? Let me break down into 3. 1, exercise. When was the last time you had a good exercise? We have a fitness guru here, Toastmaster Elise. Where are you? You may ask TM Elise for some tips, advice, or better yet, join her in her Pilates class. Well, even those distinguished Toastmaster Christine is also into Pilates, so let's just join them. And Toastmaster Elise is also attending a lot of Zumba classes. And she is spending a lot of her time doing seminars on health. She is a health enthusiast. And me, if you would ask me, I walk and jog. But what really keeps me fit and trim are my 3 apos. Oh my, it's not easy coping up with them, but they surely keep me on the run. And the number 2 ingredient is passion. Passion is number 2. Passion is the fire inside of you. Passion is a game changer, you know. Determination to push on in spite of the difficulties requires passion. The challenges are there, all lined up, but you are ready to face them. Because you are passionate, you will go on and on and on. Your passion is not going to leave you. It is your twin. Passion is there to remind you every day, you were born for this. And number 3 is enthusiasm. This ingredient is missing in most people. A spark that excites us to do things that we like and the things that. And to us, Toastmasters, we have it and we keep it. How? Through our regular meetings. We invest time on a weekly basis. And for us, Meycauayan Toastmasters, we even have our WMS, weekly mentoring session. Really? Yes. Thanks to our educational vice president, Mark Edrada, for putting this. With the collaboration of our dear President Jeff, of course, their tandem brought this WMS to reality. So we could always have the spark as we gravitate to greatness. Woo-hoo! And the 4th ingredient is charisma. Charisma is the 4th, and boy, we got it. As Toastmasters, we are all charismatics, right? For charisma is not just how to look outside, having your charm and all that, but it is you shining bright like a diamond from the inside out. Going back to our march for greatness, our preparation for this is daily, meaning every single day, carrying with us the epic. You heard me right, epic. Energy, passion, enthusiasm, and charisma. And if you have the epic, that would have an effect on this world like a dynamite. It will be tantamount to us marching and not walking. So again, let me just give you that spirit that energizes us. I would like to tell you, every one of you, keep marching on. Forward, march. Left, 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 right, left. Don't look down. Shoulders back, chest out, chin up. Keep moving, double the energy.
Forward march. Something to remind us to move and really engage ourselves in something that let us, energize whatever it is on our inside. So thank you so much for that very energizing and inspiring speech, TM Lin. As we reflect on the forces that keep us connected with Newton's um, universal gravitation laws, let's now move on to the evaluation segment where our evaluators will offer valuable feedback, highlighting how effectively our speakers navigated the gravitational pull of their speeches and ways they can enhance their presentations in the future. To lead us on our evaluation tonight, let us once again welcome our General Evaluator, the Division Growth Director and Charter President of the Support Ninja Toastmasters Club, the Meycauayan Manansala. The Meycauayan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. Everybody, it's such a pleasure being here with all of you. And as you can see, I replaced my background with so many hearts because I am so inspired with all of those speeches that I have just been able to hear from all of you guys. And those speeches were very inspirational. And it really, really has given me a lot of inspiration for tonight. And just for the benefit of our members, and probably we have guests around, I am the general evaluator for tonight's session, and I'm to conduct the evaluation portion of the evening. I will be calling on a great group of evaluators to assist me with giving feedback to our speakers, and I will evaluate the entire meeting as well towards the end. Now, everybody help me welcome, of course, our evaluators. For our first evaluator, we have, hold on, I'm trying to navigate from one page to another. For our first speaker, we have Toastmaster Juliet Kabatingan, and she will be evaluated by our very own President Jeff Robles. A round of applause for him.
President Jeff is for the table topics evaluator.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll start with the table topics evaluation, right? So bear with me because I'm actually learning a new format here. We here at Support Ninja, we actually have an outright evaluation. But of course, let's start with general evaluation. Table topics evaluation to be given to us by our very own President Jeff Robles. A round of applause.
Hello. Yeah, well, in Meycauayan, we're not used in having an outright evaluation, but let me try this. How can I elaborate my notes through the table topics I heard earlier? So, thank you, our general evaluator, TM Wei. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. First, let me congratulate you, TM Liz. So, in on a short span amount of time, I congratulate you because I can feel you have improved greatly in your speech delivery. So in these table topics about love or lust and the body's natural chemical reactions, you have delivered a fantastic speech. So I will commend you for communicating your ideas clearly, and you have touched the topic about sexual intimacy and regrets more calmly, and you have elaborately explained your message to your audience. That's why I am congratulating you and commending you for this great feat. And then the use of your body language, because I can see while you were talking, you are glancing on the screen. I don't know if you're just taking a glance of your audience, but I'm commending that body language you're using, because for me, I contact, even though we're on the screen, is very important because I can see the honesty when I'm or in honesty and sincerity when you're speaking, even we are a screen or laptop screen apart. That's why it's very important that you are talking and pointing your camera on your face. Congratulations, TMDs. And for the recommendations, I would just recommend try using the story message gain. I think that this framework will help you in delivering your speech more persuasively because you will tell the story of how premarital sex happens or happening in our times, and then what is your message and what is the gain or reflection at the ending. Like there will be regret when you do this, and so on and so forth. Overall, you did great, families, and congratulations. Next, distinguished Toastmaster Bobby and Tomo. Thank you for sharing or delivering your speech with us. Tackling love or lust as a multifaceted phenomenon. You have delivered your message great, and I can feel it, especially when you shared your connection with your loved one that have passed away. I commend your calm voice, even you're delivering very sensitive topic that's very personal of yours. So this is another commendation, sharing a personal experience. What I would like to recommend is incorporate more purposeful gestures, because I can see, even though we're in the camera, I cannot see some movements of your hands or glancing of your face. Make it like be more creative in your body language, even though we're on the screen. Next is the eye contact. I can see that when you're speaking, there's a tendency you look down. I don't know if you're thinking, but it would be better if you're delivering a speech, just focus your face on the camera and have a pause if you're thinking, so that your audience will have maintain engagement. Overall, Dita and Bobby, you did great for your speech. Congratulations. Next would be TMR. TMR, you have expounded the topic, the gravitational force of love, where the attraction increases as the distance between two bodies decreases and vice versa. So you have also shared a profound message that stating love is have to wait, or you have related to time. So congratulations, PMR, for expounding this topic. I also recommend how you have a speaking pace, or you have maintained a steady rhythm of your voice while delivering your speech, which is I have to recommend, which I have commend. I would like to commend. Now for the recommendation, I would like to recommend to use purposely the page or laptop screen. So you have to place your camera in a good position where the audience can see you. Especially, it's like I call this a BIP framing. Like your head to shoulder have to be seen on the screen in a right ratio. Because sometimes when you're speaking, I can see that you're buried down right here. You're not in the center. So next time it would be great if you could fix your camera where your audience can see your beautiful face clearly. Overall, congratulations, PMR. Next, for our fourth speaker, it's last but not the least, is our guest Jarrett Ramos. Jarrett, can you spotlight Jarrett? So Jarrett, I love the clarity of your voice. Although I recommend that, although it's a technical issue, it would be great if we could see your face because when you're speaking, we can only see the avatar of your video. However, your content and sharing your message about fall in love with someone who lifts you higher is, I can say that's a quotable quote for me. And how you develop the idea and how you elaborate the electromagnetic force of love makes your message more impactful to your audience. Now, overall, and to summarize the strengths and recommendations, you have good clarity of voice, you have a good content, you have elaborated the message, and for the recommendations, I hope you can show your face to your audience, even though we're on Zoom teleconference, and the use of, especially, it's connected in the use of your body language. So, as when the audience see the body language, it will help you to give us more expressive gestures and reinforce your messages and reflections of your speech. Congratulations, PM Jarrett, for your first table topics in Meycauayan. That's all, and back to you, Toastmaster Wave.
Thank you so much. Our very own humorous speech champion, President Jeff Robles. That was very encouraging approach in terms of providing evaluation. So let me just give a quick evaluation of how you were able to help our table topic speakers with their delivery. So President Jeff, the energy you bring every time that you take the stage or when you have the floor is quite contagious. I can vividly remember whenever you deliver a speech, especially a humorous speech, I'm always drawn to you. I really admire how you provide speeches as such. But this time around, while you are giving your evaluation, I would like to commend you with how you were able to articulate your recommendations. You were able to give appropriate patterns, how to give appropriate gestures, eye contact, and many other techniques on how to deliver a speech or a table topic speech specifically, how we can deliver them very effectively. Your approach was very encouraging, yet the recommendations were very spot on. And that is a true testament of somebody who is very good at providing evaluations and how somebody is effective in helping Toastmasters become very effective table topic speakers. The sandwich approach always works because you make them feel good at the start because of the good things that they did. You insert the recommendations or the enhancements that you would like for them to implement next time that they give their speech. And of course, you wrap it up with a huge congratulatory message so that they know that, you know, whatever was delivered, even if they feel like, I feel like I should have done more, but they still feel good after being given that congratulatory message towards the end. So I think having you as our evaluator for the table topics is such a good addition to the whole program because you are very effective. So congratulations, President Jeff. If there is just one thing that I would like for you to exhibit or probably implement in your next evaluation, is probably the overuse of congratulations, because we always hear that, right? Maybe make some variations and use I admire how you delivered this, or you are amazing in this part, or great work, right? Because when we hear congratulations time and again, it just loses the spark of the word. But giving some variations, like the other phrases or words that I was able to provide a while ago, would actually give a little bit of a spark next time around that you give your recommendation. So overall, that was a very good evaluation speech for our table topic speakers. Thank you so much, President Jeff, for providing that. A round of applause for our table topics evaluator. All right, I guess this time around, we will now proceed to the evaluation of our prepared speakers. Now, just pull up my program here. Our first speaker, my dear Toastmasters, was Toastmaster Juliet Kabatingan. And to provide her evaluation is Toastmaster Rochelle Del Rosario. A round of applause for Rochelle, please.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Good evening, Toastmaster Juliet. Your speech was a portrayal of self-love's transformation. At first, I felt the joy as you reminisce about your past relationship. Your words were a testament to the calm and wise way you navigated challenges together. However, as the story unfolded, the possessiveness of your partner began to burgeon, revealing a darker side to the relationship. It seems like a syndicate case, the one who will kidnap her girlfriend, just like that. And this shift was both captivating and upsetting. For areas of improvement, I suggest slowing down your pace to ensure all words are clear. Because when you deliver your speech, there's some words that I can't understand. Additionally, incorporating more emotional expression and eye contact would amplify the emotional impact of your story. Overall, your speaking skills are already exceptional, and your experience as a seasoned Toastmaster shines through. Good evening back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rochelle Del Rosario. But before I provide my evaluation to Toastmaster Rochelle, let me just give a cross-evaluation to our first speaker, Toastmaster Juliet. In dire situation, Toastmaster Juliet, that speech, I think, is something that brings you a lot of emotions from within, because you started with your bright smile and such good expression in the eyes. I was actually drawn to you right off the bat. I really felt how the emotions were probably overwhelming you during the first stages of that relationship. And then it quickly shifted to the opposite side. You took us through that story of your life that was very, very interesting. And during the course of your speech, I know that there was some background noise, and you respectfully called out that you need the noise to die down so that you can proceed. So that is a very good trait of an effective speaker. There are things that are beyond your control, but if you conduct yourself quite professionally, then you can move forward afterwards. You delivered it with such enthusiasm and passion, and that is something that I really appreciate. and you actually gave me butterflies in the stomach because of how you were able to deliver this speech very well. Good job, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more speeches coming from you. Somebody agreed, so I saw that that comment. That's coming from. Oh, must blooming. I'm blooming. Okay. All right, and for our evaluator, Toastmaster Rochelle. All right, so you were able to really start with very good tone and very positive approach when it comes to providing your evaluation to Toastmaster Juliet. Your summary in the whole story, when you mentioned your speech is both captivating and upsetting, it actually summarizes the whole speech. It seems like you really are paying attention from start to finish so that you can absorb the whole story of the speech. And your recommendations are also very effective. You wanted Toastmaster Juliet to have more eye contact, to have more clarity in her voice so that it comes through more effectively next time around. Those are things that I was able to also note during when Toastmaster Juliet was giving her speech. But what I like about how you provided your speech evaluation today is that it's very positive, and that the recommendations are definitely something that could help Toastmaster Juliet become better in her future speeches. Thank you so much for providing your evaluation, and I'm also really excited to hear more from you, Toastmaster Rochelle. Good job. All right. Next time around, we have our next or our prepared speaker number 2. We have Toastmaster Oscar Soriano, who delivered a speech through a video. It's actually my first time hearing or seeing a speech delivered in a Toastmaster meeting, but it's in the form of a video. So that's quite new and interesting to me. So let's now welcome our evaluator for Toastmaster Oscar, our area director, Celi Cortez. A round of applause, please.
Thank you so much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends, and good evening to Toastmaster Oscar. Hello, Toastmaster Oscar, of course. Thank you so much for making us realize that love is for everyone. Actually, on a personal level, I felt like I have this full hope in terms of love, and I will not be so dramatic every 10 p.m. because of your speech. Because first, what I appreciate is the content. It is very inclusive and infor informative. You ensure that the speech is or the content of your speech is for everyone to be appreciated. Second, I appreciate the organization. After introduction, you gave a chronological order of your thoughts, especially with the topics that are structured very well, especially the topics are in a hierarchy. So that is something that I appreciate with your speech. And lastly, the delivery. Your speech is about vocal variety and body language. You really embodied good vocal variety, and you are very commanding when you are delivering your speech from the introduction to the concluding part of your speech. Now, Toastmaster Oscar, you mentioned earlier that there is an equation when we are falling in love. Now, I would like you to give some recommendations on how which serves as a formula so that your speech will be loved more by everyone. First is you may inject a personal story. On your speech, you give 5 ingredients on how can we fall in love with a person. But what is a backstory behind that conclusion that it takes attraction, appreciation, equality, for you to say those. So you may inject a personal story, and then in the body of your speech, you may inject those five ingredients. Second is the orientation. The purpose of your speech is to embody vocal variety and body language. I appreciate that you really have a commanding voice, which made us appreciate because of your tonality. But in terms of the body language, since um we must not only prepare our body gestures but also the orientation of our screen, so that you can emphasize the use of your hand gestures. I observed that it was uh the screen was too narrow, so that there were moments where when you are showing your hands, sometimes I wasn't able to see that, because I felt like there is a certain point with your hand gestures that you are going to emphasize something, but because of the orientation of your screen, I wasn't able to observe that. And lastly is the call to action. While you What I love with your speech is that you encircled back with your introduction. Um, it could be more impactful if you could input call to action. Say, for example, fellow Toastmasters and friends, let us fall in love, get hurt, healed, and love ourselves. Give some more um actionable words that will be applicable to the audience. But all in all, Toastmaster Oscar, thank you so much for having a speech that has a inclusive content, organized speech, and a commanding delivery. You may include in your future speech a personal story. Since we are in a virtual platform, you may improve the orientation. And last but not the least, include call to action. But I believe your speech is well done tonight, and I really love that. Congratulations once again.
All right. Thank you so much, Air Director Sedi Cortez. That was a powerful evaluation. But first, let me give my cross evaluation to our very powerful speaker, Oscar. Toastmaster Oscar, are you sitting outside of the Philippines right now? It seems like you are somewhere in the United States or outside of the country. Are you?
Yeah, I'm in cold San Francisco.
There you go. Seems like it's very cold in your area.
I don't know about Castro Valley. Christine is also in
Oh,
Castro Valley.
it is.
It's
Nice.
very cold.
Hello, DTM Christine. Nice to see you here.
Hello, yeah.
All right. Toastmaster Oscar. Love math, love match. It seems like in this very powerful speech that you delivered, we can gain a lot of insights or learn a lot on how to give a speech in a virtual setting. Now that we are, a lot of our Toastmaster clubs are actually using virtual setting or a hybrid setting, we need to also be very cautious on how to effectively navigate through the tools that we are using while facilitating our meetings. And this time around with your speech, Toastmaster Oscar, you have given us a lot of pointers on how to deliver a speech through a virtual setting. The eye contact is very commendable because you were looking to the camera most of the time. And that is one pitfall that we need to avoid when delivering a speech in a virtual setting. We actually, let's admit it, we have the luxury of looking through our speech draft or our guide when we are in a virtual setting. One of the things that will move you away from delivering an effective speech is for you to focus on your guide or your draft. But this time around, Toastmaster Oscar, you were focused on the camera. You were just looking at the camera, and I can feel you as an audience. So congratulations. That was very, very good and very wise for you to actually do. while you are delivering a speech through Zoom. And the vocal variety and the body language, I think, is very effective. You also delivered your speech while standing up. A lot of of course, some speakers will also deliver a speech while sitting down, but you prefer to deliver your speech while standing up. That is something that's also something that we can also learn from, right? There are things that limit us, like moving when we are delivering our speech while sitting down. But you took the luxury of standing up and delivering your speech, and that made us really that make us really realize that you are really serious in making sure that you deliver this speech very effectively. A lot of things that I was able to get from your speech, and I really love them. These message that I was able to write down. Number one, say I love you and express it. If you cannot say it, express it in nonverbal ways. I love that. A lot of us are very hesitant in just verbalizing how we feel, especially if it's love towards somebody or a family member or a loved one. If you cannot do it, just express it through nonverbal ways. The fact that your speech transcends the norms, you mentioned diversity, truth, respect, and acceptance. That is already a plus for me. So congratulations. And then lastly, in your conclusion, you mentioned, or the thought of the conclusion is, life is finite, but love goes on forever. I really love that. So your speech is just something that pierces through the heart, and it also delivers a lot of good message. Thank you so much for delivering or giving us a wonderful speech tonight, Toastmaster Oscar.
Almost want to cry.
Thank you. And on to our great evaluator, AD Sedi Cortez. The sandwich approach was also observed here. You gave very articulate evaluations when it comes to the content and the delivery of the speech. That really tells us how seasoned and how good you are in providing the evaluation speeches. And when you mentioned there are still ways, while the speech was already powerful, you were still able to look at tiny details that can still enhance the speech of Toastmaster Oscar. You mentioned techniques on how to effectively position the camera or position himself in order for us to really see better his body and his gestures while he delivers his speech. And I think it's, just to be nitpicky here, you are already a very effective speaker. One thing that I would probably recommend is overcome the unnecessary pauses, because the content of your speech was so powerful and on point. It's just the delivery now that should sound so natural and so fluid. So the pauses, I think, are things that you can definitely overcome next time around to enhance your speech further. Overall, I love the speech. Good job, and I'm really looking forward to your next evaluation speech. All right. Now to our third evaluator. To evaluate our third speaker, Toastmaster, former director Armel Gutierrez. We have, sorry, I'm looking through my notes here. We have immediate past president Ray De Jesus. A round of applause, please. Toastmaster Ray still with us?
Yeah, I don't think he's here.
Yeah, let's
Away.
proceed with the next evaluator first.
Okay.
DTM Mark for TM Lit Mabayad.
All right, let's now welcome DTM Mark to evaluate our fourth speaker, Lit Mabayad.
The trajectory of success is in everyone's forward march. That's the effect of Toastmasters in us. I was awed on your speech, Toastmaster Lit, because this is the first time that I have seen this Lit that I have never seen before. And in projectile motion, there is this trajectory. And if there's trajectory, there is this takeoff and landing. So where did you take off? You had this impressive, theatrical, and catchy performance in your introduction, because it was my first time to see the Lit Mabayad to have this awesome vocal variety. Next, you supported your speech with your story. And then third, your speech resonated with me because of the EPEC acronym. So Toastmaster Lit, now where did you land? This is your prepared speech project, prepared speaker speech project, and in every in every professional speaker, it is a plus factor if you have this visual aid. For example, a PowerPoint slide that would illustrate your point. You had this EPEC, you can illustrate this EPEC acronym or meaning with your images in a PowerPoint slide. Second, in a professional speaking engagement, support your speech with anecdotes or research that would expound on this one. For example, on your passion. You may see that, did you know that according to psychology today, 99% of the successful people are passionate in what they do? Because it gives yourself a credibility to your audience. And third, encourage the audience to answer a thought-provoking question. For example, you may ask them, when was the last time you exercised? And listen to the answer of your audience. To summarize, you took off with having this hearty vocal variety. You supported your speech with your story, and you resonated with me because of your acronym. And you landed, and you'll be a greater speaker by having this visual aid, by supporting your speech with anecdotes and research, and by encouraging your audience to answer your thought-provoking questions. Albert Einstein once said, life is like riding a bike. The moment is something congratulations, you are greater than your greatest self. Forward march, with trajectory, and effect.
We now have Toastmasters Club, an avenue for us to advocate our experiences, and of course.
All right. I think there was some background noise towards the end there, but thank you so much to TM Mark Edrada for providing your evaluation. First, my cross evaluation to our speaker, Toastmaster Lit Mabayad. Forward march. Everybody, don't you agree that that was a very effective speech that was delivered by Toastmaster Lit? Thumbs up if you agree. Or probably a round of applause. Right. Toastmaster Lit, thank you so much for providing giving us a very insightful speech today. Forward march, and that acronym EPEC would definitely resonate with me in many instances in my life as I move forward. The vocal variety that you exhibited today added so much flavor in that speech that you have just given, and I will definitely keep in mind that I should exercise, I should keep the passion, I should always have enthusiasm, and always be charismatic to the people around me in order for me to be very fulfilled and successful in this life. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, and I'm looking forward to more speeches that you will deliver in the future. And to our evaluator, Toastmaster Mark or VP Mark Edrada, thank you very much for giving Toastmaster Lit a lot of insights and recommendations that she can use to enhance or to give a more powerful speech in the future. You were able to start your speech with, setting it up for a great evaluation. You were able to give an analogy, just like an airplane taking off and landing. So that gives us a hint that this person who's giving an evaluation today has a lot of techniques off of it that he can pull off his sleeves. And that definitely is something that you can use in order for you to become an effective speaker and an evaluation speaker for this matter. The recommendations were very, very specific that I'm sure that Toastmaster Lit was able to get a lot of those recommendations and implement in her future speeches. You mentioned that she can use visuals, anecdotes, and you even provided specific examples in order for her to really understand and grasp what you are trying to convey as recommendations. That shows us how well your recommendations are already organized in your mind and you were able to effectively deliver them. Towards the end, I know that you delivered a quotation, although I wasn't able to hear that because of the background noise, but overall, you were able to deliver a very effective evaluation. I don't have a lot of things that I can recommend at this point because it was already very complete as an evaluation speech. But congratulations, and I hope to see you in future evaluation contests soon.
See you on Saturday.
There you go. Correct, in Luna, La Union. Thank you very much, VP Mark. So I was informed by President Jeff that TM Rai has an evaluation video that he can share. Is that already ready, President Jeff?
Yes, I can share it now.
All right, let's go ahead.
Luckily, we now have Toastmasters Club, an avenue for us to advocate our experiences and of course to share our stories. And in a way, it will educate and more people will be more exposed on how they can handle whenever someone or they themselves experience the same situation. Number 2, your voice is very relaxing. Every time that you are sharing, you are a very great storyteller. Speaking about storytelling, it is like listening to Ate Shena on Batibot Day. So sorry again, Gen Z, sorry Gen Alpha, those who are listening today, you cannot relate. You better search Ate Shena of Batibot. Luckily, we now have Toastmaster Armel to replace her. Again, number 2. Number 3, I would like also to commend you for delivering it with a sample on how you talk to your mom back in those days. Having those scenarios will bring us back to the time that you were talking to your mom, and then you end it up with the same scenario, but this time around she hugs you, she comforts you. So it is as if the beginning and the end of the story is streamlined. Last, there's one recommendation I would like to share with you. Next time that you will deliver a speech, try to use vocal variety. Deep voice, then high voice, then change the energy, change the pacing, change the speed on how you deliver your speech. By doing so, your story will be more enticing, your story will be more powerful and impactful, and so people will be able to get involved, especially the kind of speech that you deliver is something that needs a call to action. So looking forward for your next speech, Toastmaster Armel. Thank you very much, and do not blame the rain.
All right. So I'm always getting a lot of surprises in this session. There are a lot of first time for me. Like this one is delivered also in a video form as an evaluation. The Toastmaster members in Meycauayan Toastmasters Club are just really impressive and very resourceful and creative. Although the sound was a little bit garbled, I was able to get a few items there that I can probably comment on. But first, let me just provide a little bit of feedback for Toastmaster or former director Armel Gutierrez. Blame it on the rain. When you ask us what happened in 1988, I cannot answer your question, DTM Direct Armel, because I think I was just 5 years old during that time. But let's not talk about age at this point. How you deliver this speech was very effective for me because it reminds us that it is okay to take a pause, seek help, and stay positive amidst all of the challenges that we encounter in life. Sometimes we just like the blame game. We blame a lot of all the things that are happening in our life with just practically everyone around us, or probably anything around us, like the rain. But how you deliver this story, your life story, was also enlightening to us because it gives us a powerful message about trying to accept your present situation and how you can move forward with a positive attitude afterwards. You delivered this speech with such a very positive tone, very engaging and pleasant. But I agree with what Toastmaster Rai mentioned earlier, that you can definitely enhance the way you deliver a speech by giving it more variety in terms of tone. Vocal variety gives it a lot more flavor and more intentional gestures and facial expression that could definitely add more flavor to the speech. But that was definitely a very powerful story, and the message towards the end was something that I can take away from this session and definitely share with people who are having a hard time in life. Thank you so much for that speech, Director Armel. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wei.
All right. Thank you, Director Armel. And for Toastmaster Rai, I know that maybe your president able to still give us a video recording of your evaluation. I think the big props here is how resourceful you can be and creative you can be. You still are committed to give your evaluation to Toastmaster Armel through a video recording. I was able to catch your recommendations, and those were also spot on. And I really definitely agree with the recommendations that you were able to give. So everybody, that concludes our evaluation for our prepared speakers. I think this time around we can proceed to our tag team. Let's now call in our language evaluator, Toastmaster Liz Bautista, to provide us with her evaluation of the session. Toastmaster Liz?
Sorry. Good evening again. My evaluation for tonight, I list down a lot of gems. You know, when we are talking about love, we're going to get a lot of fruitful and fruitful words. So one of the gems are from Miss T.M. Juliet, enthralled with poetic love letters, needed to be wise. So in the quiet times that we think the best solutions, those are tips, which is we can, get knowledge to be wise when we were entertaining, men or choosing someone for the future. And also from TM Oscar Soriano, which is a very, very good speech. I write down mixed bag of mixed emotions. Being in love is like a mixed bag of mixed emotions that cannot be quantified. When we are in love, we really cannot quantify our feelings or our emotions. And also the attraction, affirmation, foundation, communication, equality, which is a basic ingredients in falling in love, especially the foundation, which is deeply rooted in love, honesty, and financial stability. This is a good advice for those, the young ones, the young ones. From TM Armel Gutierrez, accept our situation, whether good or bad. And I know for a fact how hard it is for you undergoing or experiencing or going through mental challenges or psychological challenges, because I've been doing that professionally. I've been dealing with patients with emotional and mental problems, for many years. So I understand her and I admire her guts to share her experience, because most of the time we don't know what was going on a person. We judge people or we look at the person superficially, but we don't know what was going on or what are they going through mentally and psychologically. And also from TM Lit Mabayad, I really love, few of the words or wisdom, like keep marching on no matter what life brings us. Keep your head held high. And the epic, the energy, passion, enthusiasm, and charisma, those are the ingredients also we need to look forward to. And also from PM Mark Liberan, out of sight, out of mind, reminding us that if we want to make our love relationship, romantic relationship with anyone, no matter friends, family, or loved ones, we need to always make a way to be connected, to be engaged, and also, to see your loved ones, even on long distance relationship. Make sure that every day you'll talk to them on video or chats or whatever, but always have a relationship or see each other every day. And also from TM Jarrett Ramos, fall in love with someone who really lift you higher, and not putting you down. That's a red flag. If you met someone that is putting you down, discard him or her. And I also commend TM Elise. She's the only one who mentioned version, the words of the night. And the germs, I would like to encourage everyone to be the correct pronunciation of words like F to P, like effect. Some mentioned it as effect. So be aware of that. And effective, you have to mention that effective, so be aware of that F, P, T, T, H, D, TH words. So that's all for tonight. And thank you very much, everyone. Fall in love, and I love you so much.
All right. That is Toastmaster Fidelis giving us a lot of love. Toastmaster Liz, you showed up despite the challenge in your health today. Thank you so much for being with us and still being our language evaluator. That shows a lot of commitment already. That fact that you showing up despite you're not feeling well, despite the fact that you're not feeling well. You were able to give a good intro to your role. You were effective in providing the specifics of your role. You mentioned that you are responsible for spotting gems and germs. And of course, you were able to explain thoroughly what the word of the night is. It was clear that you were paying attention to all the gems and germs because you were able to provide us a good list that we can definitely learn from. And you were able to provide a personal connection to one of the speeches that was just delivered earlier, and that was also brave of you because you also took the time to become vulnerable in front of all of the Toastmaster Club members here. what I noticed about you as a speaker is that you always deliver your speeches with conviction. Earlier during the table topics, that was already something that captured my attention. This speaker delivers with conviction. And towards the delivery of your language evaluation, it was also consistent that when you speak, there is this command and conviction in your tone. What I can probably give as recommendations in your future speeches is that in the bright spots or positive aspects of your speech, don't forget to smile because that would give the contrast, right? You can be serious when giving recommendations, or the if the tone is serious, that definitely matches your tone that has very good command and conviction. But if it's a light moment, don't forget to just flash that smile because it brightens the mood of the speech. And I think that you are also very effective in providing us a lot of insights when it comes to the positive aspects or quotes or phrases that you were able to capture and remind us that in some of the phrases we need to definitely improve on. So thank you so much. That was a very powerful technical evaluation that you were able to provide us. Congratulations, Toastmaster Leslie. And now to give us her evaluation, or rather his evaluation for as an act counter or motion evaluator, we have Toastmaster John Centeno, or did we replace him, VP?
Yes. We replace him with TM Betchay. TM Bet.
Toastmaster Beth, the floor is yours.
As your counter, I observe how well we stayed grounded and where we have room to burgeon, to grow, flourish our speech delivery. So let's see how we all did. For the prepared speech, great control speaker number 1. Only 1 when you were distracted. Speaker number 2, Oscar, your incredible presence, 0 Speaker number 3, Armel, your voice is as smooth as 0 Speaker number 4, Lit, 100% energy, your speech, 0 And let me read the other speakers. Marie Chris has 3, TM Elise 3, TM Liz 8. For our table topics, speakers, Fidelis 8 us, Bobby just 1. Mar, the highest scorer, has 10 8 us. Jared has 3 2 us. And for our evaluators, great momentum, guys. TM Jeffrey has 9. Press Jeff Robles has 5. Rochelle 3. Sedi 3. And no trimming, Mark and TM Rye. In conclusion, let's own our words and make sure that our ideas hit the ground running. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. A round of applause to our counter and motion evaluator, Toastmaster Betchay. Toastmaster Beth, what captured my attention earlier during the first portion of the meeting was your witty delivery of your introduction to the role. And it was quite related to the theme as well. So that goes to show that you really prepared for this role that you were able to fulfill quite effectively. I think the counter for today is very strict. The way that she was able to capture all of those and counted all of the ahs and ums. And this portion really reminds us that we definitely can overcome the ahs and ums, because if we are aware that we have these in the way we speak, awareness is the first step to improving, right? And that definitely is very helpful. Toastmaster Beth, thank you for letting us know that these are the counts of us and ums that we have for today, and we can improve the next time that we deliver our speeches. So also, you were able to give a very good conclusion, and that reminds us that we definitely need to pay attention to the things that we need to improve on. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Beth, for giving us your evaluation. And now let's move forward with our evaluation of the time. Our timer for today is Toastmaster Nikki Crisostomo.
Thank you, our general evaluator. Now, for tonight's timer report, the Toastmasters who stayed within the sweet orbit and delivered their speeches right on time are Toastmaster Oscar, Toastmaster Rochelle, Toastmaster Rai, and Toastmaster Beth. And the Toastmaster who missed the orbit and fell a little short with an undertime speech is Toastmaster Lee. And lastly, the Toastmasters who went beyond and reached the red orbit are Toastmaster Juliet, Toastmaster Armel, Toastmaster Liz, Toastmaster Bobby, Toastmaster Mar, our soon-to-be Toastmaster Jarrett, Toastmaster Jeff, Toastmaster Sedi, and Toastmaster Mark. So that's all for my timer report. I hope that as we leave this meeting, we carry with us the knowledge that time, like gravity, is both constant and a powerful force, one that we should always, always use wisely. Back to you, our general evaluator.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Nikki, and wow, that was a quick and efficient way to deliver a technical evaluation about the time. Toastmaster Nikki, you gave us a good intro as well. The intro was also witty and related to the role of the timer with, of course, the theme, I mean. And the body of your speech was very direct and efficient. It's quite fitting to the role because you need to be very efficient and very mindful of the time. And that was a good call to action towards the end. It's also related to the theme. Congratulations, Toastmaster Nikki Crisostomo. Now let's proceed to the evaluation of the whole program. It was started with a call to order by Toastmaster President Jeff Robles. It was delivered with great energy and a great way to set the tone. Thank you so much for giving us that level of energy towards the start, because I was a dancer before when I was in high school and college. And the thing that was we were always reminded about is you make sure that the start of your performance is very good because it sets the tone and gives and captures the attention of all of your audience. And of course, towards the end, you need to make sure that it's going to be very powerful as well so that you can get the applause. With you starting the program or the program today, that level of energy is quite needed so that you can lift everybody's spirits up. And good intro to the theme, falling in love using Newton's law of universal gravitation. Thank you so much for providing us with that good intro. And of course, there are things that I was able to also capture in your program that I can definitely share with our own club. Thank you for sharing to me how you deliver or how you facilitate your club meetings, and definitely very insightful. You have an invocation, there was a separate opening remarks, and the word of the night and the timer were actually given a spotlight during the start of the program or the session. And those are definitely things that I can take away and let my our club know that this is a very effective pattern in terms of facilitating a meeting. And of course, towards the education portion, we have the table topics master, TM Elise. You are very engaging, especially to the table topic speakers. You were able to give your own insights. Every after speech was delivered. Your tone was very engaging and very pleasant to the ears. Thank you so much for being our table topics master today. I know that you are challenged with your internet connectivity, perhaps. And one thing that can help us is probably test our connectivity prior to the meeting, so that if we encounter any challenges, we can, explore other options perhaps. The topics were also very relevant to the theme, and they really challenged me and the other speakers to, probably think, how can I effectively relay my thoughts towards the topics that were given. But all in all, the whole portion was very engaging, and I really liked how you were able to navigate through the challenges. Despite the internet connectivity challenges, you were still very effective as a table topics master for today. Congratulations, Toastmaster Elise. All right, and probably to our Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Chris. It was like listening to a podcast or a radio DJ. Your voice sounded really good in the speakers. And you have such good control and management of the whole program. I know no program is perfect. There will always be bits of challenges along the way, but how we can recover from these challenges depends a lot on the Toastmaster of the evening. And let me give a specific example. When TM Liz forgot to put more emphasis on the word of the night, you were able to just get it back right on track and say, hey, wait, we still have to give a spotlight to the word of the night, so that everybody can realize or can understand that this needs to be used tonight. You were also very prepared with the introductions to all role takers, and that goes to show your professionalism. You definitely prepared for this session and took responsibility. You engaged with all the prepared speakers every time they finished, and that was a good technique to transition over to the next one. My only recommendation, perhaps at this point, is do not hesitate to take full control. There will be a lot of things that can happen. You can be sidetracked with a lot of challenges during the meeting. If there is background noise, you have the tech admin to definitely take control and mute somebody who forgot to mute themselves. If there is something that derails the program, you can definitely reel it back, like what you did earlier. But overall, that was very impressive of you, Toastmaster Chris. Very effective in facilitating the whole program. Congratulations. All right, maybe let's go to my recommendations towards the whole program. There were some technical difficulties, especially with some of the members, having internet connection issues. Just go ahead and take control, because facilitating a meeting in a virtual setting is quite different from facilitating it face to face. I know that this is a different battlefield altogether, but let us, all learn how to take full control of the whole situation whenever we have some difficulties in an online or virtual meeting. And then, of course, just a quick reminder to put yourself on mute, so that our other speakers will not be affected whenever they deliver their speeches. There will always be an admin that looks at the whole situation and on a technical perspective. If somebody needs to be muted, the admin can definitely take that action, so that the speaker will not be affected negatively. And as I mentioned earlier, the thing with running virtual sessions online is that we have the liberty to use our notes and guides. Still, we are encouraged to know our speeches by heart, so that we can focus on the camera and be connected with the virtual audience. Because if we are just looking at our guide during the delivery of our speech, it doesn't really connect well with the virtual audience. Not like this, when you are looking towards the camera directly. And I know that our VP for Education was very busy throughout the session, because there are some adjustments in the program. probably just a quick reminder to give heads up if you cannot make it to the session, so that the VP for Education's role will be a lot easier. I know it's a lot of pressure for VP Mark to make a lot of real-time adjustments, but that will definitely help our VP for Education to really effectively deliver his role in every time that we will have our session. Overall, Meycauayan Toastmasters, this session was not just a learning session for you all, but also a learning session for me. I learned a lot, and I really appreciate everyone's energy and time. I know we are already 33 minutes over, but definitely a lot of learnings that I was able to take away from this session. Congratulations on a very, very effective learning session, and I cannot wait for the next session. And I cannot wait to be invited again here at Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And I'm giving back the control of the session to our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much for that insightful feedback, PM Way. And you are always welcome to attend our sessions. So I'll leave it to our VP Education to invite you. All right. Of course, our learnings about Newton's universal laws of gravitation doesn't end here. As we know and mentioned earlier, attraction isn't always visible. It is invisible yet powerful, much like love, which works behind the scenes, unseen but deeply felt. We don't always understand why we're drawn to someone, but their mask, how they speak, act, or simply their presence pulls us in. Similarly, though, we may not always see the courses of attraction. The evaluator's feedback is truly visible and helpful for us to understand our impact and guide our improvement. Big thanks to our evaluators for their insightful feedback, which, like gravity, helps us grow as speakers. As we close our session for tonight, let's reflect on love through the lens of Newton's law of universal gravitation. The forces that pull us together may be invisible, but they are always powerful. Like gravity, love can be inevitable, unyielding, and encompassing. And just as with the law itself, when we experience this force, this gravitational attraction, we come to realize just how interconnected we all are, whether we're aware of it or not. Thank you to all our role takers, speakers, participants, and guests for making our meeting a success. I am now handing over the floor to TM Mark for some announcements and updates.
Thank you, Toastmasters Marcris and Wei, for facilitating tonight's session. To our prepared speakers, you may now send your digital evaluation forms to your assigned evaluators. To the evaluators, you may now complete and send the digital evaluation form to your assigned speakers. Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster and past International Director Christine, for completing the dynamic leadership path. This is our list of our target level completers before the current Toastmaster term ends. The Meycauayan Toastmasters Club attained 26 education awards from different members. This in turn garnered our club 9 DCP goals as of February 9, 2025. The Division G speech contest will be held on February 15, 2025 at 1 p.m. at People's Hall, Luna Municipal Compound, Barangay Salcedo, Luna, La Union. Let us greet Toastmasters Liz and Nikki a happy birthday this February. A meaningful year ahead of you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Thank
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Lisa.
Tem Liz! Happy birthday, Tem Nikki!
Thank you.
Our next educational meeting will be on February 25, 2025 at 7 p.m. The theme will be Golden Ratio, the beauty of nature defined by the Fibonacci pattern, as we will discover how Fibonacci sequence is engraved in nature. This will be hosted by Toastmaster Armel as our Toastmaster for that evening. We will have our onboarding and mentoring sessions on February 22 at 2 p.m. via Zoom. All the new members of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club are encouraged to attend this onboarding session so you will know the pathways, which is the Toastmasters International's educational system. The WMS is open to Meycauayan Toastmasters Club members. Ihanda ang mga sarili at ang mga talumpati sa darating na club level patimpalak sa wikang Filipino. 4 na kategorya ang ating paglalaban-labanan para sa nasabing patimpalak. Ang paksang panghapag, pagsusuri at pagpapahalaga, ang nakatatawang talumpati at ang pamukaw na talumpati. Ito ay isang paghahanda at pagsasanay sa maaaring dumating na interdivision patimpalak or interclub patimpalak sa wikang Filipino sa Agosto. Gaganapin ang ating club level patimpalak pagkaraan ng District Convention 2025. Sa mga nagpapasyang sumali, mangyari makipag-ugnayan lamang sa inyong lingkod. Brace yourselves for the upcoming themes this 2025. Some of these are relaxing and some are mind-boggling. Start researching about these themes. To our viewers on our social media platform, we invite you to join us to our regular educational meetings every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 to 9:30 p.m. This is done online via Zoom. Admission is free, and follow us on our official social media accounts. For more personal and professional lessons about communication and leadership, download the previous issues of The Toast, the official e-newsletter of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Download it for free by scanning the QR code at your screen. Being romantically in love is one of the best feelings a person can experience. To those who are single, and I mean single, and want to experience the adventure of romance, be brave enough to be with another single human being. Communicate your intention and be wise enough to love with all your heart. If you have romantic partner, express that love that you also want to receive. In case you cannot find the one you can tickle with your heart off, let love find you and be surprised with the outcome. Fellow Toastmasters, see you next meeting. I am your Vice President for Education, Mark Edrada, and this is the family that rises and leads with competence and confidence. This is Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Back to you, President Jeff.
Wow, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mark. Hello, Tita Christine, Tito Oscar. Thank you for joining us tonight. How's the weather there, Tita Christine?
Don't mention it.
Malamig. Kita mo si
malamig.
Oscar.
Are you in the same state, Tito Oscar?
Yes, we are. We're just like a few miles away from each other.
Yes.
But I'm coming back. I don't know when Christine is coming back. I'm coming back on the 19th.
Ako March.
So I can
March
attend meeting or we can have lunch together just like we planned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can. We'll schedule the face-to-face meeting as soon as you get here.
Thank you.
They're having lunch.
Sige.
Hi, Jarrett. I think Jarrett is a guest. How are you, Jarrett? How's your feedback to our meeting?
All good naman po. I enjoyed the meeting. Thank you.
Meycauayan Toastmasters, thank you so much. I will need to excuse myself na po.
Thank you,
Thank you, Wei.
Thank you so much. Very engaging general evaluation.
For being our general
We're only
evaluator.
Yeah.
Our
See you
general.
soon. Bye-bye.
Thumbs up. I think Jarrett has technical difficulty, right, Jarrett? Can we
Yes
see
po.
you?
Hello po.
Hello, Jarrett. Now we can see your face. How are you?
Yes po. I'm good po. I enjoyed the session tonight. So I hope makasali ulit on the next.
Let's
Okay.
take a picture.
Yeah, let's take a picture. Toastmasters DTM Mark, please have a picture also. 1, 2, 3. All right. Hi, Bobby. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope we can see you on our future meetings.
Yes, thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the meeting. Good job,
All
guys.
right. Thank you for all the role takers, speakers, and our guests. By the trust vested in me by Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now adjourn this meeting. Good night.